Okay, so we'd like to welcome everyone here today. Those of you that were just on our the conference platform with Johnson County, we appreciate your time. I'm getting some weird feedback. Okay, Tim, would you? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll get you on in just a second. So thank you for being here today. I'm excited about today because we've got one of our clients that's going to speak to you about the things that we want to talk to you about, but they're going to tell you from their perspective. All we've done is told them the points we want to cover, but they're covering it. So it's truly from their perspective, and that's very exciting for us. So as we get started today, a couple of little bit of workshop details. If you have questions, and we highly encourage it, we hope today's a good conversational experience for you. So as you have questions, as anyone, and but especially Pete and Tim, as they're talking today, if you have a question, just go ahead and type it up and pop it up. Vicki and Mindy and myself will be watching those so where we can try to cover them. So just letting you know that you're free to and encouraged to speak up as we go. Today, just reminding you, well, before I remind you about anything else, because I don't want to keep John Matecki with our Tech Warrior Enterprise. He is gracious enough to pop in and give us a little bit of an update. I asked him for a 1 or 2 minute review of how things are going from this last week with the Tech Warrior Enterprise and the demos. John?
Thanks for having me again, Alan. It was an exciting 2 weeks that Dan, my other colleague, who those of you that will be attending the event and those of you that did the demos, met him. So Dan and I met with a good 40-ish companies, some great products, some products that I'm really excited about. I think there's a few that are just going to change the shape of the way we do business as warfighters, and some that are still in the conceptual phase that learn some very valuable lessons. And I think that some will come back from our initial conversations to where when we get into countering innovation, we're going to go, whoa, that wasn't even the same company. So really excited about encountering innovation coming up here in 2 weeks. Wish we all could be in person, but the COVID's got us again. So I know some of you are kind of didn't register to meet with Dana and I. I think some of that has to do with, 2020 just beat people down. So I'm going to go a little bit off a script, and Alan can beat me with me later. So I want to share a quick story if you're feeling down, and it'll be really brief. So looking at your situation, it's not that bad. I'm a big hockey fan. So last night was a put yourself second type situation for me. There's a young man that plays for the Philadelphia Flyers that in December was diagnosed with a very rare form of bone cancer, has gone through his chemo treatments, and mid-July, his cancer was completely gone. This young man had the courage to then join his team, go through 2 weeks of quarantine, and during that 2 weeks, every single morning, he had to have a COVID test, just to have the possibility to potentially play in a game. Last night, that young man took the ice and was able to overcome all those obstacles. So why do I tell you guys that? Yeah, 2020 looks like a big crap show, and we all feel that, and we all sympathize. It's your actions that will drive you through. So if you didn't put your best forward to be part of the Encountering Innovation, you still have a chance to fix that. So you can overcome any obstacle. If that young man can overcome rare bone cancer, you can overcome whatever COVID's doing inside your business, because of the excellent team that's on this call and the folks that are giving out the information. So I encourage you to put whatever's in the past, put it in the past, and look at the future. Focus on today. That's why it's called the present, because it's a gift. So focus on that, and we look forward to the folks that didn't get the demo with us. We'll be around during the week of Encountering Innovation, so if we've got some time to where we can book one-on-one with you to help prep for that, we would love to. Otherwise, we could definitely get you after the event if there's some things that we've noticed. But really excited at some of the great things that are coming up. So Alan, I appreciate you having me. I'll stick around for a little bit and see if there's any off-the-wall questions that pop up, but I appreciate it. Once again, look forward to working with everyone and here in 2 weeks. So thanks for having me again, Alan. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. I got to tell everyone that's part of what we're doing today is to really focus on what we're doing differently with Encountering Innovation. So having an opportunity to work with John and his team at TechWarrior for us has been a true pleasure and an eye opener. We have thoroughly enjoyed it. They're good people. If you haven't met them and you haven't set up your demo, reach out to him, see if you can get it done next week. Okay, whoa, a little bit of movement there. Okay, so just a reminder, next week we've got, as our Lunch and Learn, we've got scheduled PTAC, Scott Knapp and his team to be able to talk to us and give us some insight as to what PTAC does with us as what we call a resource partner. So we really want to highlight that. Don't take it lightly. There's some surprises for some of you that you probably don't know. Whether or not you're in Kansas or not, PTAC is across the country, and he'll cover that as well. So really encourage you to be back next week, as well as our Encountering Innovation update. Then 9/18, we will be the week of Encountering Innovation. We will not have our Lunch and Learn, as we'll be in conference. And then on the 25th, we've got some exciting work ahead of us as we circle the wagons and start working forward. Today, Tim and Pete with EMP Shield will give you a pretty good idea of some of what we're talking about as far as circling the wagons and moving forward after the Encountering Innovation Conference. That's what they're going to be talking about today. So before I turn it over to them, I want to remind you of our deadlines. First of all, your bluffs. We have already started socializing them. They're on our website. For those that we've got your bluff in a way that we could utilize it, we've placed them on our Encountering Innovation website. We've also sent that information out to our tech scouts. So there's a variety of tech scouts that are looking at your bluffs. In fact, that's how we've got some of the tech scouts to respond and that are now attending. So that's exciting. Today, September 4th, in your OneDrive, we're looking for your edited final copy of your quad chart and your information paper. Pitch deck is next week. You need to be registered. If you're not registered, you're not going to be able to get into the conference and work ahead. For those of you that were on the conference call a while ago with Johnson County, they did a great job of reviewing the information. For those of you that are registered, you're able to, once you get the KSBDC email about the conference, that will give you your ticket into the conference. You'll be able to update your profile. You'll also be able to go to your booth and set up your trade show, from a trade show perspective, your booth. We will cover after. I'm not going to steal Tim and Pete's thunder, so we will cover after they're through. I'm going to continue the slideshow and move forward with a few things. But for now, what I'd like to do is turn it over to Tom. Tom Byler is our tech coach. He was one of our original team with me and Carl as the three amigos went to Washington, D.C. and started looking at learning a little bit about SBIR and about tech commercialization as an SBDC team. Tom has been a little bit of everything. He is a great guy, does a wonderful